Hey, Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline. And fans, you're with me, Mike Spider Slayer, bringing you a review and a show and tell, I guess, of my new Amazing Spider-Man omnibus. That's right, guys. This is the David Michelin and Todd McFarlane run. That's right, guys. I recently got this at my comic book store for a price of $20. This book originally retails for $99.99. I showed a little bit of it on my 4th of July video, but I wanted to show it more right here on Comic Frontline, a little bit more in depthly about some of the drawings and some of the stories that this book has to offer for its readers, in case you want to go out and buy it for yourself after examining it and dissecting it a little bit. If you guys are not familiar with the timeline that this book takes place in, this book actually takes place from January 1988. That's when this book started, from Amazing Spider-Man 296, and it goes all the way down to Amazing Spider-Man number 329, which took place in February 1990. And then there was a Spectacular Spider-Man annual number 10 that took place in 1990 as well. So you can get an idea of the timelines. This is the time where I was growing up and reading comics, and this is what I read. This was Spider-Man for me back in the day. This is what I grew up to, and this is what made me get into Spider-Man. I think Todd McFarlane is a phenomenal artist, and I think he drew Spider-Man spectacular. I don't have any words to say for it. There is other artists or pencilers in this omnibus as well. One being Alex Savick from Amazing Spider-Man 296, 297. Eric Larson, which was Amazing Spider-Man's 324, 327, and 329. And then Colin Doran, who did Amazing Spider-Man 326. Again, David Michelin was the writer throughout this entire run. To show you guys what this book has to offer for its readers. This has great stories of Dr. Octopus to start you off with. And then this series brings you into the first appearance or partial appearance of Venom, and the first drawn issue of Todd McFarlane. Then you get to the mighty issue 300 that's involved in this particular series as well. One of the most popular anniversary issues of all time in Spider-Man comics, which again has to do with the first full appearance of Venom. The book itself, the individual issues, probably worth about $160. Mary Jane, you get to see her drawn in here. I feel that for a lot of comic book readers back in this day, that the character was and the art was revolutionized. There was a lot more detail, especially when you see it come to Spider-Man's webbing, things like that in a particular series. I just think that it was really well drawn. And then, as you go through this particular omnibus, you get to see things unfold. Here's another page of Mary Jane in here, too. You can see that the characters start to get, Mary Jane gets more sexy, a lot more detail in arts and inks in a particular book. There's Sandman involved in there. So a lot of interesting stuff that's shown in this omnibus, and a lot of great stories in here as well. Here we get to see Amazing Spider-Man issue number 305. Great artwork involved right here too. Really enjoyed this book visually. You get to see great Spider-Man. You get to see the exaggerated eyes and the detail to the webs, and all the crazy poses that Spider-Man has done. Again, great Mary Jane artwork. I can't stress that enough. And here's another great page that Todd McFarlane does. So again, visually, I can show you pages all day here of this particular book. by the time you get to, here's a page of the Chameleon. By the time you get to the end of this book, you get to see a little bit of, eventually who is going to take over this, the run of Todd McFarlane, and that was Erik Larsen. Erik Larsen takes over, like I said, and hopefully I can sit there and show that to you real quick. Here's a image of Black Cat that Todd McFarlane drew as well. So you get to see Black Cat back in the day. Again, issues of, or pictures of Venom there too. And here's a picture of Scorpion. So again, I can just keep showing you all kinds of details in here. Trying to find that issue 327. That's the issue that Erik Larsen takes over here. This is the assassination plot. I know someone mentioned that to me, that a lot of people were really enjoyed that story as well. And then again, towards the end here, we have the first full issue of Erik Larsen, and then this is where I also fell in love with Erik Larsen, who does Savage Dragon right now too. In many ways, Erik Larsen, changed certain characters too. Like he changed Venom, added the crazy Venom tongue to Venom. I thought, he over accentuated a lot of characters in his books. Like that's the Kingpin right there, which I thought was funny. Makes him big and round. I always thought, he drew a nice Mary Jane as well. Over exaggeration of the hair and the limbs of Spider-Man. So again, there's lots of things that this omnibus has visually as well for the stories in here that are really, really great. And here's a Hulk done by Todd McFarlane also. So by the time you get to the end of this omnibus though, you get to see covers that Todd McFarlane did back in the day when he was with Marvel as well, which I thought was really neat. And this is a Spider-Man poster that he did, so if you guys are familiar with that. And then you get to see this amazing Heroes preview special, so you get to see that right there as well. And here we get to see Marvel Tales Classic with Dr. Octopus, so you see those two also. So you can see all the details that goes into his drawings. Here's another one, Marvel Tales Classic. So that's on there as well. Let's see what we got there. That's 225 and 226. Another Marvel Tales with Iceman. I thought this was really neat because you could see the detail that goes into the ice that Bobby is throwing and Spider-Man is going through it. And then there's a battle between Angel, so you can see that there on the Marvel Tales. Another great Marvel Tales here with Iceman and Angel. Good picture here with Dazzler. However, that's not the best one with Dazzler. I'll show you that one coming up. I think that one is next. Here you have another page here, and then here's the page with Dazzler here. I thought that was a beautiful picture. And who does that remind you of? Doesn't that remind you of Angela? Like, look at her face. Look at the paint on her face, the hair. So reminds you of Angela back in the day, if you guys remember that correctly. And then here's an X-Men picture. So that's really neat. It's really good to relive these covers of everything that he drew back in the day. Here's another X-Men one. Again, you can see the over-exaggeration of Wolverine's hood, with the pointy parts on top. And Storm on there. Nightcrawler. Juggernaut. All the detail that goes into the debris that Juggernaut is throwing in. So I love all that stuff that's in this book. Marvel, it's like time. So that's really neat too. And then you have that amazing skating on thin ice. And then this page here is done by Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson together. And it's funny because they're both at Image now. So it's good to see these guys that were with Image, now go back to their roots and see the stuff that they did in the past. And that, as a Spider-Man fan, as a comic fan, you're going to enjoy, I think, out of this omnibus. I think it's really worth the money. I think the stories are very well done here. Again, as I've been showing you the art throughout the entire book, I think this is something that any Spider-Man fan should have. I think this is great art, great stories that are involved, a good time frame, and you'll have it all in a one contained package, as my friend Jay would say. So, guys, there's been my short little review of my Amazing Spider-Man omnibus that I got for 20 bucks. I'm going to be doing classic Spidey comic reviews from this and my older back issues on my channel, Comic Book Corner 2.0, if you guys are interested in seeing that. And guys, yeah, tell me what you think of this and what you feel about Todd McFarlane, and if you're a fan of Eric Larson's art as well. So guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Frontline, and until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.